This is The Process Shot. I'm Michael. I'm stuck in a haunted movie theater, and I've seen Shots in the Dark with David Godlis, a short animated documentary from Lewie and Noah Kloster made in 2020. As the title suggests, the film looks at the work of street and club photographer David Godlis in the late 1970s, specifically in regards to his photos of punk rock club CBGB during its heyday. These were notable for being captured in the night, yet giving a clear view of the club and its scene while immersed in the heart of the action. As Godlis talks about his work, the photos themselves almost come to life through cutout animation that respects the permanence of the photo's moment while still making the whole scene feel alive again. This use of cutouts, crossing puppetry, and stop motion is probably the best way for the story of a photographer to be told, or at least one who was in Godlis's position at the time. It allows the audience to become immersed within the environment of CBGB without sacrificing the raw energy of the place through some other form of reenactment, while also making up for a lack of more kinetic archival material like videos or film footage. It further gives the short a unique visual appeal that adds surprise to every shot, as individual subjects of photographs become standalone pieces of shots in themselves. That said, there isn't too much else to the film beyond this visual appeal, though that's not to say there's nothing at all. It's primarily a retrospective sourced from interviews with Godlis, and it doesn't really expand on much of his background or career outside of his years at CBGB. That story does move with a rather evenly paced plotting that covers multiple aspects of his time at the club, and it's a fine example of how to cover a lot of information in a little amount of time, or at least in a dense and packed manner. The sound mix of Shots in the Dark is actually worth mentioning as well, as it's another way for the audience to become immersed in the film's environment, with the sounds of performances fading in and out depending on actual distance from the stage, among other things. Overall, while Shots in the Dark puts more focus on its visual presentation, by no means does that make it something that's not worth also listening to. You know, kinda like punk rock itself. But that's a whole nother argument, I suppose. Shots in the Dark with David Godlis. Lewie and Noah Kloster, 2020. 4.5 stars. I'd recommend watching it. And that's it for this review. If you liked it, leave a like. If you have something to add, leave a comment. Subscribe to the channel for more reviews. The short ends with a look at what CBGB has become nowadays. It's sad, really. Someone ought to egg the place. Maybe leave a flaming bag of dog poop at the door. You know, something non-destructive, but smelly.